How's it going, everybody? Currency with a twist. Been a long time. I know, been a long time. Been crazy, but I had to get myself together and get my health right. You know what I mean? And just a roller coaster of emotions that go into this investment. You know, I just had to, I just had to get my mind right and just take a step back. You know what I mean? I found myself just losing sleep over it all, and not necessarily the investment itself, but just all the BS, all of the crap that I was hearing out there about, it's tomorrow, it's this weekend, my intel said this. And I guess, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw something on my Twitter feed, and I don't normally look at it, but I popped on it, and it was from Dinar Gurus. Yeah, exactly. Same place as TNT. But I listened to it, you know what I mean? I wrote myself back in, and all these rates. I mean, listen, nobody would love more than myself to see a $7 something IQD rate and a $5 something VND rate. Or what I heard about the Zimbabwe dollar. Oh my God. Listen, if that's the case, I'm a billionaire. But we've heard it so many times. How many of us out here in this investment have heard it's this weekend? Oh, there's a holiday on Monday. Banks are closed. They're ramping it up. How many, and just in the past week, how many videos or little posts have we read where bank screens lit up with it last night? A friend of mine who's in a banking business, he saw it on the screen. First thing I think of is well, why didn't he take a picture of it? Well, maybe there's rules and regulations. They're not allowed to have phones on the floor. I don't know. But wouldn't you think somebody would want to be the first one out there in this whole investment to be able to snap a picture and have teetotal proof that the bank screen's lit up with these rates and that they're locked in? I know I would. It's hard to believe, and then I was just listening to one a few minutes ago because I'm getting back in. I haven't really been out. I just haven't been involved as heavily as I was. I always keep an ear to the ground, but I try to stay away from the BS. If you remember when I first started this channel, I told you I was here strictly to call the BS out. I was tired of the BS, But I heard one earlier, and the guy was talking about somebody who said that this thing ain't happening, the rates aren't going to be, what everybody thinks they are, and he wasn't calling it a scam, but he was saying more or less that, it's not happening right now, and that when it does come out, it's not going to come out at this four times the rate and all that good stuff or current, and the person that was doing the video gave that side of it, and then he said, now we go to the other side. And, we got comments from Frank26. And, Frank's telling them, God, the same things Frank's always said. If you go back and listen to Frank, every week, Frank says it's going to happen. And if he ain't saying it's going to happen this week, he's setting it up for the next week. Always. Frank is a broken record with different words. You know what I mean? I think Frank has a gift, of being able to spout these things with a straight face. Now, let's remember, this is a business for Frank. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, God, he's back talking bad about Frankie boy. Listen, I'm not here to talk bad about Frank, but I do call a spade a spade. This is a business for Frank. Don't get it twisted. Frank makes a lot of money off his views. Look at the amount of subscribers Frank has. I don't have a lot of subscribers, and that's fine. And you can't say that I'm here for the same thing for money, because I stepped away from this thing. I wasn't making a lot of money because it wasn't the goal. The goal was to get out here and call the BS out. You know what I mean? You go listen to Mark Z for the last 2-3 years. Just go pull up all his shows for the last few years. It's pretty much all the same shit. And from Frank, it's all the same shit. There's a few new people out here that I never heard of. You know what I mean? That I saw. Mr. Poole, he's doing the same thing. There's so many guys out here that have figured this out. You can get in here, start a channel on the platform of dinar and revaluing currencies and talk about dinar, VND, Zimbabwe, rupiah, Venezuela. I did a show with a lady from Venezuela over a year ago, and she said it. Venezuela is not about to revalue their currency. It's not talked about. It's not happening. You know what I mean? It's not. But yet you'll still have these guys out here that will say Venezuela's in the first basket. No, it's not. Venezuela is definitely not in the first basket. This is somebody that has family there on the ground. She's in constant communication with her family every day. She sends money every week to Venezuela for her family. You know, her ears to the ground. She's there, but lives here. You know, but these guys here, this is a big business for them. They make a lot of money. You know what I mean? And what's a lot of money to them may not be a lot of money to you, but it's enough money that they keep coming back, making 3, 4, 5 shows a week or more. And they're collecting the views and they're getting paid. And I'm all about it. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't begrudge them. But as an investor, somebody who has put a lot of stock into this and money, my own money, to buy in these things, it irritates you to come on here and hear the same shit every week or every day. That it's going to happen this weekend. It's going to happen next weekend. The next Monday holiday, and the banks are closed. It's on bank screens. It's going live. It's happened. It's done. It just gets old, you know what I mean? And you get irritated, and you just want to call that shit out and for what it is, you know? You got other people on the flip side to say this thing is a scam. I don't think that dinar is a scam. By no means. I think the government would shut it down if it were a real scam, but it can't be a scam because it's a real currency. It's a viable currency. Does it have a lot of value? No, it don't. Obviously, it don't have a lot of value, but it's not a scam, you know? So I think the only scamming that's involved in this whole currency is the people that are here making money on the side gigs, telling lies to everybody, you know what I mean? Now, whether or not they're hired and paid by, you know, exchanges and, you know, people, dealers who sell currency and stuff like that, I don't think so. I don't think that they have anything to do with it. You know what I mean? If they do, you know, is what it is. You know, maybe the FBI or somebody will bust them one day and we can laugh about it, like what happened to Sterling. But anyway, guys, coming back, I'm gonna start doing more shows. Yeah, you know, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not some financial advisor. I'm not a, you know, this heavy Forex trader. I'm none of that. I'm like 99% of the rest of you guys. I'm just some guy who heard about this, who has put a little bit of money into it, when he could afford it, and he has a lot of hopes and dreams built off of it. You know what I mean? A lot of hopes and dreams that this thing will happen one day. And he gets really frustrated when he gets lied to consistently every week. You know what I mean? I used to be a huge fan of all the guys that we listened to. All the guys that I just mentioned in here, I was a subscriber to them. I would listen to them, and I would put, you know, so much stock and faith in everything that they said for years. You know, but then it just got to be the same stuff. You know the one person who used to piss me off more than anybody, because I always felt like, man, well, Mark Z said it's about to happen. Frank said it's about to happen. I mean, he got somebody named Walking Stick. You know what I mean? That's there. And it would get hyped up. Then I would listen to Pimpy. And Pimpy would be that dose of real reality that would piss you off, because he would tell you, it's all trash. It's garbage. It's not going to happen this weekend. And it's definitely never going to happen the way they say it's going to happen. You know, and I'm like, man, goddamn, Pimpy. Really? You know, why is he so negative, right? Then you talk to Pimpy and you listen more and more, and then you find out that, okay, well, Pimpy hasn't been wrong. You know, Pimpy's never called it either. He's never said it's going to happen this weekend. He's going to do this. But Pimpy is the king of due diligence. I'm telling you, Pimpy is the king of due diligence. Those who don't like him hate him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't like him. They just can't stand his voice. They can't stand his look. You know, and that's sad for you guys, because I'm telling you, the dude is a wealth of knowledge. He really is, and a highly intelligent guy. And I've had the pleasure of talking to Pimpy in depth for a while. You know what I mean? And, you know, he king of due diligence, guys. Pimpy will do his due diligence. The day is long. Before he gets on there and says anything and opens his mouth, he has studied it probably for a few days or a few hours, and he's just giving you his best opinion. You know what I mean? When he doesn't know what he's, you know, if he's not 100% sure, he's going to give you his best opinion. But normally, if he's opening his mouth, he factually knows exactly what he's saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, you can only know so much in this investment anyways. You know, some of it's going to be opinion based off of what you've read and what you've seen and being involved for as long. So anyway, excited to be back. I am excited to be back. I'm coming back about 86 pounds lighter than I was last time you saw me. Stay tuned. We're going to start calling it out every day. Every day I'm going to come on here and we're going to call it out. Every day we're going to call it out. All right? Listen, I've missed you guys. I am back. Happy to be back. And we're going to have some fun with this. All right? All right. Hey, Currency with a Twist is out of here.